Hey guys, Derek here with Papaville O-Gauge Trains, and boy do we got a lot to cover this time. A, Not massive, but a really nice post-war haul today. Um, Got a little bit of newer stuff that I'm going to show you first, but then we're going to get into. Um, I picked up a small collection today, and I'm going to show you. So come on along. All right, guys. So as I said in the introduction, got a lot to cover today. I did a lot of traveling today. About, I don't know, 400 plus miles, I think. First off, I live in the Chicago area. I drove down to Peoria, Illinois. I got up at 4:30 this morning to be there by 8 o'clock, and met with the gentleman where he was selling his father's collection, and I ended up buying everything off of him. And then I came back up to Chicago, met up with somebody, picked up another item there, um, and then came home, took my wife to the plant store of all places, and then after that, I drove back into the city and I picked up what I'm going to show you now. So let me grab it real quick. Oh, sorry to be walking off camera this early, but like I say, I got a lot of stuff I got to cover here today. So I'm trying to do things as quickly as possible. So, first off, what we got here, a bunch of orange boxes, as you can see. This first one here, this is a nice remote control track. As you can see it on the back here. And that's, I'm going to try not to open up all these boxes today. I'm going to try and just show you real quickly as much. So we got a nice remote control track. Everything's in this one. I have another one here. This one is missing the actual controller, but it's got the piece of track to it. We got elevated trestle set. On the cover, it shows 5. There's only 4 in here. I'll show you real quick. This is a 6-12755, but you got the instruction paperwork. You got the track clips, but it's only got 4 of the 5 trestle pieces. So if anybody needs any trestle pieces, these are all switches. So the top 2 here, these are both 6-150. Let's start over. 6-5132. These are right switches. They are complete. They've got everything in them. They have been used, but they have everything in them. And then I've got 3 of also right-hand switches. These are the 6-23011. What's kind of neat with these ones, most switches is all one piece. These are, let me open up one real fast to show you. For those of you that are not familiar with this particular, this way. So the way this one comes is you have the switch pieces here, but then you have additional track pieces that go in there. These have been used before. I can tell by looking at it, there's a little bit of wear on, but they're 100% complete, which is kind of nice. Unfortunately, they're all right-handers. So if you're somebody who is planning on putting a yard, these are perfect if you're going to do a yard on your layout. But if you're looking for just a switch that's going to turn out to one side and then come back in, yeah, this isn't going to help you that much. And well, that paperwork's not even been opened before. And then there's 3 of these. 3 of these guys. So now what also came with this, and I kind of alluded to this a little bit in my last video. I don't know if I'm going to add this into my layout or not. But if somebody needs it, let me know, because maybe we'll work something. Trainmaster command set. This is the cab 1 remote, and command base. Now here, I know nothing about this stuff, to be honest with you. We got a lot of paperwork here. You got the remote. They had left the batteries in it, and so it kind of, one of the batteries leaked a little bit. I took it apart. I cleaned it up really, really nice. It should work fine. And then you have two of these, the base pieces. This one's set up with the plug for a computer, but this one is got the plug that would go into the power supply. And I've also got the power supply piece to it. And then on top of that, I have, let's get you back in here real quick. Boxes are closing up fast for me. And then along with that, this is the SC1 switch and accessory controller. So this is if you have different accessories that you want to run. This is what you're going to need for that. I'm sure you might need something in addition to this. I honestly don't know if you need any additional wiring or stuff like that. Like I say, I've never dealt with any of the command control or any of that stuff before. I'm a conventional guy. I'm afraid of circuit boards. So all right, let's put this off to the side and let's get right into all this post-war stuff that I got. So first off, there is a ton of 027 track. I mean, when I say a ton, somewhere I have it, I wrote it down. There's like, I don't know, I think it was 76 straights and 60 plus curves. But there was a lot of little interesting things. That's why I'm pulling all this stuff. So there were a ton of, in one of the bins I could show you, there was a ton of these old cigar boxes. Some of them were just filled with like kitty litter for ballast. There was one that was just filled with sawdust. There was another one that had, I think I have it right here. Yeah, this one is just filled with, this guy had cut tons and tons of little pieces of wood. Sorry if my hands are so dirty because a lot of this stuff was filthy. So the guy I got this from, he was telling me, he said the last time he saw it running was about 40 years ago. There's some cool paperwork here that I'll show you here in a minute. But yeah, so he made tons of these ties. Matter of fact, when I say tons of these ties, this is filled, this is filled with them, this is filled with them. So, all cool, railroad ties that he made. You're going to see a lot of handmade stuff, which is neat. This has just had some lock-ons and a couple little pieces in it. Now, these are neat, guys. I'm going to zoom in for these. These are heavy-duty metal. These are soldiers. My guess would be World War I soldiers. Hopefully they'll all stand okay. Here we got a paratrooper. Well, the paratrooper's kind of top heavy. Machine gunist. Bazooka or mortar guy. But these things are solid metal, heavy duty. Even this telegraph pole, it's broken off on the back, or solid metal. Here's a tiny little tree, but here again, this is metal. But these are really cool. I mean, I think they're very interesting. I have no idea if these are Lionel or anything train related, but they're really cool. I like them. I think they're neat. What do you guys think? Anybody know anything about these things? There's no, maybe there is. Trying to see, there's something, there's paint on the bottom of them. Paint that might have been from the guy's lab, but they have a little something. You can see made in somewhere. I'm going to take a quick break so I can take a close-up picture of this, and maybe we can figure out what it is. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what I found out. I took a real close look at the guy who's laying down, which one of the things I noticed is really cool. We'll zoom in real quick. His hat isn't actually, I mean, it's if you can see that I'm moving it around, so it's not cast in. They actually put his hat on there. But on the back, we'll show this up in the corner here, it says Barclay 161 and made in the USA. So these are really cool pieces. I like them a lot. Like I say, if any of you guys know anything about this stuff, when I'm done with this video, I'll probably go online and do a little research. And if I find anything, maybe I'll put a little quick comment in here. So apparently those figures are worth about 15 to 20 bucks and even higher than that in some cases, depending on which one it is. So also in amongst this stuff, this guy did a lot of kit bashing. So we're just going to throw this on here real quick. This is a box car that, there's a piece that fell off of it. The piece that goes on the top here somewhere in that box. But I don't know if he bought this as a kit or he just made it himself, but it's pretty neat because there's some of the stuff I'm going to show you that you can tell he made himself is really cool. And it's no couplers on it, but it's a cool piece. I'm going to figure out a place where I can just throw that in the yard. Like I say, there was tons and tons of track, some controller pieces. There are some of these old Marx switches. There's 2 of those and 2 of those. I tested these guys and they all work. That's kind of neat. There were 2 Lionel 027 switches that do not work. They light up, but they do not work. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Put you down there too. And we showed you that. So this box, I'm really just took a glance at it, but this is a cool old looking box. I mean, check this thing out. Nice top on it. So what do we got in here? So we have, this is some, if I can get it out, some fence the guy made. What I thought was really cool is he even had, hopefully this will show up in the video, he even added like barbed wire across the top of the fence. So I don't know, maybe this has to do with those military guys and he had a prison camp or something, who knows, but that's kind of neat. And this is just window screening that he used. And then I thought this was neat. So this is just an old little jar, and it on the top it says fresh cream deodorant, checks perspiration. And when you open it up, what's really neat is how heavy the glass is on this thing. That was just originally that he just had some screws in here. And then what else we got? We got some old trucks. I'm going to throw those in my truck bin. Now this is really cool. We'll zoom in on this. So this is really sharp. This is, I'm actually going to bring it closer to the camera for you guys. Hopefully I'm going to have this up here so you can see it well. So this is an old toggle switch. Look at how old how this thing works. Hopefully you can see this. It's not very light right here. But yeah, it's just a super, super, super old toggle switch. I thought that was kind of neat. So this box has some other stuff. A lot of this is custom stuff that he made. Some just simple. These are made out of paper tubes. This is really sharp. This is handmade, guys. Look at this. 100% handmade. If you really were to look at this really close, literally 100% handmade. Nice little walkway. Here's some parts to, these are actually cardboard on the inside with some wood on the outside glued to them. And look at that. We got ourselves a handmade house that this guy had done. What else is in this particular box? Here's another small little shed that he had made. I think it goes like that. There's a few other pieces that I threw on my layout. I think he was going to make a flat car here. I'm not sure what that is. There's a couple more oil containers or fuel containers. Oh, I didn't really look at these too close. I just kind of saw that they were in the box. I believe this is Marx. And these are in pretty nice shape, guys. There's a semaphore. A little bit of paint chips on the bottom, but other than that, these guys are in pretty good shape. Some garbage, some garbage. We got a bunch of old metal cars. 3 fire trucks and a sedan. I mean, they're pretty beat, but now there's a nice heavy metal sign that says slow. Now this I thought was interesting. So the guy made some barrels. And he made a bunch of them. A whole bunch of them. And they're all painted black. And he's got them in a few different sizes. So, quickly, can anybody guess what these actually are? These I'm pretty sure are 22 shells. And I'm not sure if these are 38s or 45s, but these are gun shells that he painted and to use as barrels. Now all this stuff was from the 50s, so you know, I mean, one of the things that's, I've said this before, it's really neat how, you know, some people just will make some really cool stuff out of what they have. I mean, like I say, these are paper towels, and he did a nice job. I have an engine that I'm going to be showing you a little bit later that I was, you know, these are keepers. I'm going to put them over here. I have a shelf back here in the corner that I have tons of old semaphores and stuff like that. Those stay in the collection. Okay, now going back to a little bit more of this guy's history type stuff. Some paperwork that was in there. There was 3 copies of a magazine from 1953 called Toy Trains. So this one is the January, or no, this is the April edition. Then we have the March 1953 edition. There's another one in here. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, here it is. This is January 1953. Now, what I thought is really neat, I was paging through these. What they had is they're cutouts that you can cut these paper out and then like put this on cardboard or wood or whatever to make your own buildings. And there's a few different ones in here. Of course, now I'm looking for them. I can't find them all. They show layout designs. Here's another way of showing how to make your own buildings. So that's really neat because they showed you how to make your own different buildings. This one showed you how to make your own. I believe this is a trolley that it gives you all the templates on how to make that. What else we have here real quickly? This is a Lewis Marx instruction catalog, or not instruction, but accessories small catalog. We have another Lewis Marx. Okay, this is the instruction sheet for those switches that I showed you a little while ago. Just some more advertising. So this is really sharp too. So this is, we'll do a close-up of this. This is the diagram of the guy's original layout. How cool is that? And then there was a couple more pieces that I found in here. And if you look at the nice detail, this is all hand drawn of how he was doing his layout. I'm probably going to mail these back to the guy that I got them from, you know, thinking that he might want this stuff.
On this piece, he had everything drawn out, including where his stool was going to go.
What else we got here? So this is called the timetable, Marylines Railroad Accessories. So this is, it's all, I'm not going to unfold the whole thing, but this is a nice cool pamphlet that has all different Marx Maryline. And that's just a couple of pages. Here's from 1951, Plasticville catalog, showing the different items that were available at the time. And the cool part about it is a lot of these things that you see here, I'm going to be showing you in a little bit because he has a bunch of Plasticville stuff in here. Okay, short little break. I'm going to get some stuff set up so we can do this a little bit quicker instead of having to open up tons of boxes. I'll be right back. Oh, real quickly before I get to the other stuff, one of the items I forgot to show you that came with all that first batch of with the switches and the Trainmaster. We got this baby right here. Well, let's take a look at this. So this is a Milwaukee Road 2338, but this is the more modern version. This is TMCC. This is the, does it have the number on here? I'm trying to remember what the number on this one is. It's a GP9. There we go. It's a 6-18565. I threw this guy on the track just as conventional. Well, you know, let's take a real quick look at it. And you'll see it running up here. Got a really nice sound. I do have to admit that. I like the flashing light on the top. But it's a really nice runner, as you can see. Didn't have a box or anything, but it is in very, very nice condition. Like I say, it's TMCC. You can watch that guy go around. And you can listen to it while I'm grabbing some other stuff. All right, so the next item that I'm going to show you, I showed you one, actually I showed you this one last week, but I ended up picking another one up. This one has the original box, and I printed out the instructions on it. It has the power switch, And the original box has the insert and everything. I did plug it in. It still needs to be cleaned up a little bit. It's a little on the dirty side, but I did plug it in. We'll put it up here and show you how that thing is running. It does run nice. And I probably will adjust it so the pump works a little bit quicker. There's a little screw on the bottom that you can adjust, so that'll go, oops, almost forgot to put that in there. So that'll go a little bit quicker. But yeah, here again, this is a really nice piece. I like this a lot. I'm planning on getting probably a couple of more that will go on the layout, because for some reason I think having a few of them will look better than just having one all by itself. Something else that came with all this stuff, a nice ZW 275. I put it on the bench, and this side works great. This one works great. You get the additional power when you're hitting this guy. This side works great, but this side is dead. So I don't know if it's just not, I didn't open it up. I didn't, take a close look, but the cord on it is really nice and good and pliable. I mean, it's dirty, but hey, it's a nice CW. Like I say, it needs a little work. I mean, with these older ones, you want to go through them anyway, update the breaker in and put a more modern breaker. They usually need the rollers replaced because they get worn down, depending on how much use they had. I don't know how much use this guy actually had, but it's a nice one. And I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm going to grab a couple things. Okay, back again. I'm not going to open this one up because it's in the type, but this is a 3472. This is the melt car. The box is in pretty good condition. There's a little tear right here. It's got the platform. I mean, I believe it's got everything to it. It's a little on the dirty side, but it's a nice piece. But this is that's the 3472 operating melt car. This one will open up because I haven't actually seen it. This is an operating 450 signal bridge. And what was nice with all this stuff, he's got all the original boxes, and in most cases, original paperwork too. So here's the signal bridge, and where is it? Oops. And this box also does have the insert, which is nice, and you have the original paperwork for it there. And other than being dirty, it's in very, very nice condition. No chips on the paint. Well, I take that back. So if we look closely, we'll zoom in here. You can see there's a little bit of rust on the top right there. That can be cleaned up rather easily. But yeah, I mean, like I say, the gentleman that I got this stuff from, he said that he remembered, he's the same age as me, and he said he knew that his father got this stuff in the 50s, and from what I can tell on what the stuff is, he got it in either 1950 or 1951. Even though those magazines were 1953, unless this has been sitting around in a store for a couple of years before it was sold, which in a minute or two I'll explain to you why I feel that's the case. Let's move those guys. There's just a box of odds and ends. Yeah, tons of cool vehicles. There's a depot jack in here. But some of these cars, I'm going to be giving this thing a spin here in a second, so you can see some of the different cars. There's a dump truck, but I can't figure out exactly how the back on this goes on here. I believe it's like this. I don't know. I'll put that to the side because I want to show you the other pieces. And then there's a depot in here. There's another car. And yeah, there's some signs, and like I say, it's the old Lionel depot that I mean, you guys can get the gist of what this one looks like. But what's neat is, oh, and this is cool, his and hers outhouse. So that's really sharp. But here, let's take a close spin on all these different vehicles here. I think these are a lot of fun. I mean, the fire truck is missing the piece there. Who knows? This might be buried in this box somewhere. But that's all some really cool stuff. I like this one. That cool, sleek design. And these things are in very, very nice condition too. Don't know a lot about what kind of value those cars have. I'll have to do some research on those. And we got a nice 260 bumper that the box is missing one, the flap on here, but you have the original instructions inside, and it is in very nice condition, by the way. So right now, I'm gonna clear the table off. I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff out of their boxes, so you don't have to sit here and watch me open and close all these boxes. I'm gonna do it all in one shot. So again, I'll be right back. Okay, so what we have here is a nice set. So this is, so for starters, we have a 6357 illuminated caboose. We have a 6456 Lehigh Valley hopper car. We got a twin dome or dual tone, two dome, whatever you want to call it. But it's a 6465 Sunoco tank car. We got ourselves a nice 6656 Lionel stock car. This was not part of the set, but I threw it out here anyway. It's a 3464. It's a New York City box car, and it's the oh, comes off to this side. Let's turn it around. But it's the activated or action, whatever you want to call it, box car. So this stuff all came originally as a set. I have the original set box. This was Lionel trains with magnet traction, outfit number 1467W. It had originally had a price of $55 on it. That was handwritten on the box. The box doesn't have the inserts in it, but that's cool. Actually, here it said 55 on that side, but on this side, it's printed on the box 4750. You want to take a close look at that? That's kind of cool. Now, of course, if you got all this stuff, you need to pull it with something, and that's what we have here, also in its nice original box. So these are the Union Pacific with, by the way, original paperwork. Now, these guys are filthy, but I did test it and it runs very, very nice. But all this stuff, it's dusty, dusty, dusty. Yeah, Derek, you should clean that stuff up. You get top dollar for it. You know what? I got a lot going on. But you have, this is the powered unit, and this is the dummy. So this particular setup with these Union Pacifics, not the silver ones, but with the yellow with the gray tops. These were, I believe, only came out in 1950 from the research that I did, and then they went to the silver, and then with the same set number, I think it was in 53 or 54, it had the Erie locomotives on it. But also with this, there was a what is this, a 153, I believe. And like I say, we got the paperwork for that. The New York Central Action or Activated Box Car, it's got its paperwork. Oh, and I forgot, you got the uh, the remote control track piece, and it's got all the pieces in there. And this is the paperwork for the remote control piece. We have it originally came with a 1030, right? I believe it was a 1033. Yeah, I think it was a 1033 90 watt. I don't have a 1033 90 watt, but I have a Type O 100, which is basically the exact same controller that I'm going to probably add to this set. What else do we have here? We got some more, just some more of the paperwork here. We got the instruction booklet, shows how everything's supposed to hook up. And we also have a really nice big, ooh, did I tear that? I hope not. No, I got a really nice big piece of advertising here that's got a big hole in it. A lot of this advertising stuff is so cool to go through and take a close look. But yeah, this is a really nice set. Was there something else that was part of this? No, I think this was everything to this set. So, all right, let me get this stuff cleaned up, and I might even show you a video of this guy running while I'm cleaning this stuff up. So, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. That thing runs pretty good, and like I say, that stuff's really dirty. Um, if I'm selling it, I'll let you clean it. I mean, it runs nice. I did open it up and took a close look. Everything looks good in it. So, um, got a couple of homemade bridges. This one's kind of cool. Um, definitely heavy duty. The way he did it, he actually embedded the track in there, which is kind of neat. And the other bridge doesn't have track on it. You can lay your own track on it. But here again, I mean, this guy was really good at making stuff. I do have to admit. So now we got some Marx stuff. Most of this stuff, to be honest with you, is junk. Got a nice wind up that actually does work. And as far as the rolling stock, you got, these are for the wind up, but they're a little torn up. I believe that's the tender that goes with that. Yeah, so that's the other pieces that go with that wind up. This is all one set here, and there is the track for this particular set. And then we got a whole bunch. We have a worthless transformer, a very rusted up searchlight car, a what the hell were you thinking when you worked on this caboose? I mean, I don't know what he was thinking of doing with this caboose. He's got the old latch style couplers. There's a nice Colorado and Southern refrigerated boxcar. That's kind of heavy. The tanker's in pretty decent shape. The coal car's in halfway decent condition. The stock car is pretty much worthless. The whole side is all rusted out. We have a gondola that is also really rusted out. And my guess is he was planning on repainting this piece here, this tender, because it's all stripped down to nothing. We have a boy. There's so much rust in the bottom of this box. So we have a cool log car with all the different pipes or logs or whatever you want to call it. This thing's kind of neat. But like I say, all this stuff is kind of rusty. But what I found in this stuff to be very... Let's get feedback in there. Oh, and by the way, this box does have the... this must have been a pretty cool set, because the way I'm looking at it, it's set up to have all these... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's set up to have 8, counting the tender, 9, and this guy, 10 cars, and they all kind of fit in this box. Now, what I found very interesting with this particular set is this. You see all this? Just off of me having that. Look at that pile of rust. Jeez Louise. What I found very interesting, I haven't even been looking at you guys. I'm too busy looking at this stuff. What I found very interesting is the engine in this, because I'm quite sure this is custom. The front plate on it has the number 397. Let me move this stuff so you guys can get a close look at this. Take a look at this engine. Now, I don't think this was an original. I think the guy put some cool stuff, put this piping on here. Yeah, I got a feeling that this is not an original Marx engine. There's a couple of you guys, Plunkerville, I'm sure you could tell me, or even Terry, you probably might know. But it's got green jewels on the front. I'll show up here while I'm spinning this around, and you can either watch it run or look at the close-up here. Actually, watch it run real quickly. And I mean, I had to clean it up a little bit on the underside. There was a little corrosion and stuff, but once I cleaned it up, it ran pretty good. But I think this was originally like a, I don't know. It looks to me like this top was put on here, and that these... Yeah, I'm really confused on this one. I haven't seen an engine like this. It's definitely very top heavy. Heavy to begin with, very top heavy. But let's give it a quick spin around. And like I say, the on the front end, there's 397 up there on the front. But it runs nice, as you could see in that video. So I don't know, anybody out there looking for a custom Marx? And then I do have, where is it? So this is the box, the cover for the box, and it has a set number. I believe it's set number 15,000. I believe that's the number on it. Doesn't have it on this end, but you can look here. I'm pretty sure that's 15,000 and not 13,000. And here again, I mean, very, 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 did I say very, very dirty? Yep. And it's got that transformer in it, but I'm not even going to think about trying to test that transformer. All right, the next box here, this is some interesting stuff. It's trains, but it's not trains. Or at least not, traditionally of what I show you. But I thought this stuff was so cool that I had to show you. So first off is this piece. And I believe he made this himself. That's a cool battleship. Look at that. How neat is that? I mean, I don't know. Some of you older guys out there that are got a few years on me, maybe you know, were these kits that you could get at one time to build, or is this something that the guy made as a custom piece? But this is going to be a keeper. Got to figure out where I'm going to put it, but it's going up on one of the shelves because I think this is really sharp. So some of the other stuff that's in amongst this, we got a, now it is, the stairs are broken back here on the back, but he's got some neat, there again, this stuff looks like it might be custom made. Take a close look at these. CB, oh no, that's Chicago and Northwestern Railroad. CNNWR. That's pretty cool. I guess who's going into my collection just because of what you are. So next up we have this guy's kind of neat, just a little wood choo-choo. So here again, I think this is stuff that he might have made himself, because this is like this. And some additional barrels. Pretty heavy barrels too. Well, there's that one. There's these cars. But I don't know what engine went to them. This is a tender. Maybe this tender went to this. I don't know. Here's a couple. There's this one. This one, the wheels are falling off. But this is all really cool, neat stuff. This is a cool cage. So these last pieces here. Oh, there is the engine. Okay, let's clear this stuff out so you can get a closer look at this stuff. So this is a Rock Island, the rocket. I actually have this over here. Where are you? There you are. So the guy made this. Take a look. So let's see. Let's get in here so you can get a closer look at this. So the underside, I mean, I don't know. Were these kits, guys? Somebody tell me. I have no idea. The wheels actually do turn. So you had that. Then you had this is the Mount Evans. And these hook together like so. And then we have the Bear Lake, like so. And then finally, the Pine Peak. This is our observation car. You're a little tighter on the end. You don't want to go on that end. So this one doesn't fit as well. Maybe you go here. You go there. And then you go. There we go. So that's the way that they're supposed to go. So how neat is that? But yeah, I don't know if this was custom made or, but it's definitely cool. I mean, that's something I have no intentions on selling, like just because of its unique factor. But please, if any of you guys have seen this before, if you know if this was originally a kit, or I would love to know some more information on these, especially that Rock Island set that I just showed you, because they are extremely unique and fun. And if anything else, definitely a conversation piece. But I really like this battleship. It's neat that it even has because there's no markings on it, So yeah, I don't know if was this guy just really, really good at making doing his own woodwork or something. I have no idea. All right, be right back. Short break. Um, Clean up a little bit and get to the last of this stuff. Okay, we're back and trying to fly through this stuff as quick as we can. So next up we have a 394 rotating beacon. Here again, like I say, this stuff is all very dirty. Very, very dirty. Give you an example. Where's my little towel that I just had here a second ago? Okay, I'll show you how dirty this stuff is. Let's zoom in right here. Look at how dirty this is. I'm just barely wiping this. Yeah, this is just incredibly filthy. Look at the difference of this to this. You can't even, it's so dirty you can't even read the nameplate. There we go. Now you can read it. The 394 beacon. Look at that. Also, we have still in the container, you've got the actual beacon itself, and none of the fins are broken off. It's in very nice condition. These things get damaged so easily. I don't know whether or not the light bulb works. This takes a very specific light bulb that has a small dimple in the very top of it. Yeah, like I say. And here again, we have the paperwork on it. There is a bit of like a hole in the side of the box right here. Come on, get in there. But what's so nice is that this has so much, all this stuff has, original paperwork and everything. The boxes are in relatively nice condition, So this next piece, like I say, this guy was really good at making stuff. Take a look at this. He made a really cool light tower. And look up here. It works. And it works rather nice. Now it sits a little wobbly on here. I mean, it's probably could use some extra paint down there. But yeah, it's just, he pieced all this wood together and glued everything together, and then ran a metal pipe up the center with your wiring, and it's just two wires on the bottom. It's something like that. I mean, I have no idea of, how do you value something that's cool like that somebody's made? So next we're gonna blast through a whole crap load of stuff. Okay, so we got, I believe this is, my guess is probably Marx. It's been repainted, but it's a, girder bridge. We have a Lewis Marx water tower here again, talking about how dirty stuff is. So this tower is complete. But look at how dirty the top of this is. Give me an idea. Look at how nasty dirty, but it's all there. And the box, even though they're all folded in, has all its flaps. So this is a number 065 plastic water tower by Lewis Marx and Company. We have a Marx tunnel. Now there was 3 different paint designs on these tunnels. This one is the what they call like the country scene. And it's got both pieces. And this one, both sides are the same. Here again. There we go. Let's clean that. Look at that. Give me an idea how dusty this stuff is. So we're gonna. So this actually, the box says farm animal set on it, but it's all a whole bunch of people. But these are all metal people. I don't know if it's pewter or whatever. So you got some men, some women, a dog. No, the bench is plastic. Those I'm keeping. Anytime I get people, I always hang on to people. So now we have a bunch of Plasticville. So we have, and I've kind of opened most of these up, and they look like they're all complete. So we have the gas station, the ranch house, the diner, the firehouse. And these are all in their original packaging. This is the bridge and pond, and you can actually put water in that pond. A church. You got the old classic red barn. Of all the boxes, this one's the crappiest. This is a toy house kit, and the box is kind of falling apart. We got the airport hangar, and this even has, I remember seeing it right. Yeah, it's even got one of the airplanes. We have the police department, the schoolhouse, this is the supermarket, and this is an accessory kit. So it has a semaphore and tower and some crossing gates and stuff like that with it too. Also down in here from Marx, in the box, this is the dead end bumper. This is the actual lighted bumper. That's it's a number 605, and the box is in pretty good shape. Come on out of there. Come on. Oh, here's your dead end bumper. This piece hooks to the track for power, and then it's got springs on it. Here we have an automatic block signal, and this is one of the circuit breakers, and then this is an automatic block signal. I hooked up power to this guy. I didn't get anything. The circuit breaker, I believe, is working. And then finally, this one's kind of tough to get out of the box, so I'm not going to get it out of the box, but it's in working condition. I hooked up power to it. This is the number 416 floodlight tower. And okay, let me get this all cleared up and I'll be right back. Okay, so another cool thing that I found in this. This is it's a book. It originally sold for 35 cents. It's Bantam Giant. It's model railroading. Now it's in terrible condition, but it's really, really cool. So I'm not going to go through every single page, but like I see, it's falling apart. But it's this gives you tips, tells you history, locomotives. This is just a fun little book that's falling apart. That's just one of the neat things that was in here. And then the last of the stuff here, it's like I was showing you when I say I literally bought the entire collection. This, what's in the mystery black box? I think it's kitty litter. No, it's not used kitty litter. But yeah, so this was for ballast. And then we got a ton of coffee cans. Most of these I haven't even opened. Here's another one filled with sawdust. And this is probably, 50-year-old sawdust. Here, to give you an idea how old these coffee cans are. These are the old style where you broke the key off and turned it all the way around. This is beech nut coffee, 1 pound. Can I even get the lid off of this one without making a mess? Yeah, I'm not gonna, but it's probably rock or stone or something in there. There's another beech nut. Oh wow, look at this. Maybe I'll give this to one of the grandkids for Christmas. It's actual real coal. That's kind of cool. Big chunks. Yeah, even says it on the top, coal. Chase and Sanborn coffee. Regular grind. Coffee sale. The freshest can you can buy. Freshest can of coffee you can buy is Chase and Sanborn regular grind. And this is, okay, I do this myself. So this is, he's taken sawdust and he's added, food coloring or whatever to change it to make it look like it's, used as turf. Hey, you guys remember this? Fill it to the rim with brim. I think this is actually coffee. I don't know. I don't want to taste it. I don't think it's dirt. I wonder if, because I did this once, where I saved a bunch of coffee grinds, you put them in the oven and completely dry them out, and it makes great dirt. I wonder if that's what this is. Look at that. Interesting. I wonder if that's actually coffee. It's got a different smell. And then the last can, here again, another Chase and Sanborn. Oh, okay, here we go. It's all like his trees and stuff. Okay, so believe that covered out everything off of this haul, guys. So thanks for sticking with me on this one. If you see something you like, go in the show notes. You'll see my contact information. Where also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can have the same information on. You can get the T-shirts, or this is actually the old school T-shirt. T-shirts or the new hats that I have, and that information is in there with my contact information. Next week, Princeton, Illinois, Valentine's Day. Come on out and see me, guys. If you're in the in the area to get to Princeton, Quad Cities, Chicago, Peoria, all those areas, you can come up from there. Heck, you can even come from Indiana, just shoot across 80 all the way. And after that will be Wheaton at the first of the month. And then March 15th, Springfield, Illinois, I'm coming to see you guys. And I'm bringing like a lot of the stuff that I showed you today. I don't know if I'll have it ready for the Princeton show, but I will definitely have it at the Springfield. I'm bringing stuff that I normally don't bring to the shows. So yeah, definitely come on out, man. I am dirty. That stuff is. I can't believe it how dirty this stuff. But like I say, the guy that I got it from, he told me, he says, the last time he remembered seeing it was like 40, 50 years ago. So, thinking if I got everything covered. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. So, hey, I'm creeping up. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't, come on, all you got to do is push a little button. It's simple. Hit the notification bell so you know when I have new videos come out. I try to do at least one a week. And I'm going to try, a few people complain, hey, your videos are too long. Your videos are too long. Watch them in chunks, watch 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Then by the end of the week, you're ready for my next episode or my next video. All right, guys. We'll catch you next time. As always, hey, there, it's right there. Whoop. Choo-choo. Thanks for watching.